Keep standing. So let me have my affirmation. So let's do the practical section now. All right, so my affirmation, please. The first slide here, please. All right, in the absence of that, I'm going to read here, please. Let's move on. And it is going to be a process. It's going to be a process. If you would like, I would like you to raise your right hand up. Raise your right hand up. I said, I am an African. My presence in Africa is not an accident. I am born for a purpose, formed for impact, and positioned for transformation. I carry global trade code. I have the code for African emancipation. I crack the code of wealth creation. I am a creator, a builder, a producer, and a global force. I turn African idea into global product. African resources into wealth. African opportunity into prosperity. Africa changes because I arise. Africa prospers because I create. Africa becomes because I am great. I take responsibility. I refuse to only consume what the world creates. I create what the world consumes. African history cannot be written without my contribution. My impact and my name. I have the code. I crack the code. I create wealth. I transform Africa. So help me God. So if that is for you, you need to understand that that is the mentality you must have if you must create. Sit down. My name is Tobias Eze, a local man from Obola from Nsuka in Udenu local government. Very local man. Born with it's a silver spoon. I was born with a plastic spoon. So, and my plastic spoon, I couldn't even find it. So, I am speaking to you from someone who is like you or he is you. So, I want you to walk with me here. All right, so I lost my dad when I was a teenager, and that was when life became practical for me. I decided not to become poor. So I needed to take the bull by the horn. And that's how my cousin, Chika by name, took me to Onitsha main market. Onitsha, Iweka Road, Onitsha. When then, I'm sure some of us here are Gen Z, so you might not know Iweka Road, Onitsha. When we used to watch holy movie, home movies, they used to say 51 Iweka Road, Onitsha. So we were there. That was where I was there. I learned electronics, and after learning electronics, I couldn't even find the money to start the electronics. So I sold my father's car, what was in those days, and we raised 130,000 like that. So that I took the 130,000 which was the only money then we had as a family. I went on a chat. So I learned that electronics for I think a year. So I started electronics. The electronics I started selling was Akira, if you remember Akira TV. Yeah, so that was what I bought, and I started selling Akira. 1 month I've not sold one TV. 2 months I've not sold one TV. So my cousin said to me, this is your business, I don't think it's going to work. So, and I have to, he took me to the open market, that is main market. And that's how the business caught fire. 1 year down the line, money was everywhere. Everywhere. As a young person, I was a teenager, the money got into my head. So even my cousin, I don't even know him again. I just come, open my shop, sold what I want to sell, went to Awada, rented an apartment. So become a big boy, it's a big boy. You wear the trousers is so tight. It's I think it resonates with you. So that's how we began. But down the line, when God has a purpose for you, always find a way to keep you close to Him. That's one thing I love about God. So God knew that way I was going was destruction. So I think Obasanjo came down the line. Obasanjo said lace was contraband. And that was how my business fizzled out. Because I think they seized the goods, they go, everything. I couldn't even have the courage to stay in the market. So I carried my small bag. After I lost everything, I ran to Ghana. Telling you a practical story so you can understand that whatever you are today is dependent on what you want to be. Is a choice. This is for you to know that you are, as you are right now, this is your choice you made. The money in your pocket is a choice. Whatever you do right now is a choice. God didn't create you to remain this way. So that's what you are more than what you think you are. Are we together? So that was how I was running to Ghana on a BMW car, blue, navy blue BMW. So then, navy blue BMW, someone was seated at the back, at the right hand, like the other one on the left hand, I was seated at the center, 3 people at the back seat. So someone, the driver and them, the wife. So we were going, as a Roman Catholic, my dad was a strong catechist. So very strong Catholic. So I don't know what to pray, I only know how to pray rosary. So I took my rosary, I was just praying. That's my rosary. And the process, and I was crying because I have not been to Ghana. I've been to other countries, Dubai, China, then Pakistan. But I haven't been to Ghana here. But because I don't have money to buy ticket again, I went to my cousin, my auntie in Lagos, who I stay in her house to fly to Dubai and fly out. So she was asking me, when are you flying? When is your flight? She didn't know that I was running away. So she's still alive today, Helen, Auntie Helen. I think my cousins are here. Are they here? Are you there? Yeah, they came to the hotel to see me today. I asked them to come here, they don't need to come and see me. They were saying they will come tomorrow, maybe tomorrow morning. Okay, so that's very cool. I was just crying. I'm trying to shorten. I was just crying. And I was just crying. The tears were so deep. So the other man asked me, why are you crying? Where are you going to? I couldn't answer because it's not good to start telling them why I'm going to. So, to cut the long story short, I just told him, don't ask me. But we got to a point, our vehicle got down, the tire got flat, and those people, they don't even have spare tire. So we waited by the roadside. So while we were waiting for another car to pass to get a spare tire, he took me by the side and asked me, where are you going to? I just told him I was going to Ghana, that I was running away, this. He didn't believe my story. But we got to Ghana at around 1 a.m. in the midnight. I don't know anywhere in Accra. And he bought me tea, hot tea in the night. I took the tea, and I discovered he was a missionary, a Nigerian missionary who lived in Ghana. And that was how, in the morning, I told him, where you go, I go. Where you go, I go. So I followed him. He lives in Kede, one of the eastern region of Ghana. So that was, I think, 3 hours from Accra. So an interior village. So we went there. He doesn't even have a mattress at that time. So we was sleeping in the bare floor. But I already have a roof over my head. And that was what I needed at that time. So he asked me, what do you want to do? I said, I don't know. But even if I see where I want to wash plates, I'll wash plates. By the way, the little money I have changed it, $300. I changed it to $1. I put it inside one of my bags that even the devil will not know where I put it. So no matter how hunger was dealing with us, I had my $300 held close to me. Because I saw the little thing I had, I realized that $300. That time, $100 was like 30-something thousand. So now $100 is, I think, 130 or 140. Yeah. No, I paid something or 20 something then. I had that money. Everywhere I go, I'll tell our story. He said, laughed. Now he runs Evidence of Grace Ministry in Ho. It's a big ministry right now. They have their massive building in Ho, and that's the Volta region in Ghana. So we grew, we started there. All of a sudden, somebody asked him to come and pastor a church in Accra. That's how we came to Accra. And as I came to Accra, I said, sir, I know that we're in town now. So, and those days we used to go and preach in the village. So we do more of missionaries. But now, we're not going to be doing those outings. Now there's a system. I said, okay, I need to do something. So the woman who owned the church that he was pastoring gave me 10 Ghana cedis. That's what I went to Tomato Market, and I started selling. I bought leggies, top, bought jeggings, all these bomb shorts, and I started going to Legon campus to sell those things. I go in the evening by 5:36. I will stay there until school closed. I will be knocking at their door. I say, so thing. I knock. Within 2 months, I made $400 extra. I still hit that my $300. That one is the case. There's no, I'll find my way. So then that's how I made money. I sent money to my younger brother to come and pick my load from Awada back to Nsuka. So that was the only money I made. He went and packed my load, my TVs, all those things I used to do big board. But I didn't even have money to give them to come and pack. So that's how I first, by selling okrika. We call it force in Ghana. That's how those things happen. But along the line, I became so dedicated in the things of God, so prayerful. My life changed, and I began to hear the voice of God. I got born again. I don't want to tell you lots. I got born again. I got filled in the Holy Ghost. As you know, to transform a staunch Roman Catholic to God getting filled in the Holy Spirit is all like from here to Aba. I'm sorry, this is not to. Just from because the work the man did. He gave me one book that changed my life, 4th Dimension, written by a young Cho. And I read that book, and I had the counter of the Holy Ghost. That was the first time I began to hear God and understand the language he speaks and how God speaks. So that how my life began to take shape, and Tobias is becoming the Tobias. That was years ago. So I met my pastor today, who is Dr. Silvanus Okafia, the PRO of Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, the whole Nigeria nationwide. As of today, I met him. He came to teach in Ghana, and he asked me, "What do you want to do?" "What are you doing here?" I said, "I'm selling and I'm doing ministry." That time I was already a prayer leader in that church. Prayerful. I can pray. I will pray 7 to 5 a.m. and pray. I can pray. I will pray like I don't have anything doing. And tomorrow morning I'm off. I go for evangelism every city. That evangelism that I used to go taught me marketing today, because if I can convince you to believe in God that you have not seen, you will believe in my product and buy it. I have my product I'm selling, so if I can tell you to be born again and convince you to believe in Jesus that you're not seeing, I can still tell you to buy my product. So that was the foundation of my marketing strategy. So whatever you're doing today, just don't know that God is using it to train you. So after those evangelism, the man came to Ghana to preach, and I was asking, "What are you doing?" I told him. So why don't you come to Nigeria? So I said, okay. So one of those days, my father in the Lord who took me to Ghana, the mother died, and we came to Uyo. You asked me why are you living in Uyo? So that we came to Uyo, and we buried the mother, and I told him I'm not going back to Ghana. And he handed me over to a pastor friend of his who pastors a church in Uyo, and the man took me to his church. Every day they are pursuing the devil, killing the devil. I said, "Sir, this kind of church, I don't want to go to church that kill the devil every day. My job in the world is not to come and kill the devil. No, we're not here." So in the morning, one day I just woke up and began to find a lively church, a Bible-believing church that I need to attend in Uyo. So I found Inside Bible Church. This is not advertising my church. That's how I found Dr. Silvanus. As I didn't even know, because though I know he's from Uyo, but I didn't come to Uyo to meet him. I found Insight. I said, it's not these people that came to Ghana the other day. So on Sunday morning, the hunger was already dealing with me. So in Uyo, because I'm in a new city again. So life. By the way, I didn't tell you how I spent my $300. You want to hear? So when my father-in-law was getting married, and I was born again then, I sacrificed that $300 for his wedding. That was how. He didn't have the money. I gave him that $300. I said, "This is my seed." So it was that part of his money that we used to go and marry the woman. Me, I was the cameraman during the wedding. So I came to you, and that's how I joined church. And that church began to work on me again. And the day I came to church, and after the man of God, just like as Pastor is, please help me clap for these two people. Also, thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for your time. And man of God, nice to meet you again. We have seen again. So Pastor and Mama, thank you so much for this work. This work is going to go beyond this. Time will come, we'll be having 1 million people for this conference. 1 million people, 2 million will grow to that. I mean, people will come from all parts of Africa just because of this conference. From importing and sourcing to manufacturing and building profitable business. So this is one of the classes I run, which I just extracted a few things to bless you today. So please go with me as we are going to be teaching together. We're going to be talking. Yeah, so introduction, I have introduced myself, my Tobias Eze, and so please let's move along with the script. So the screen. So cracking the global trade code. Every one of us knows trade as buying and selling. And I like my model. He's a role model. He said I'm a trader. That's P2B, who is a presidential candidate. If you ask him what is he doing, he said he's a trader. And it is him that brought my psychology to understand that traders should be proud of being a trader. When we were growing up, traders are not really very proud. But I discovered that traders are the ones that are supposed to have pride. I became mad. But because Africa in total do not understand what trading means, so we are not proud of being a trader. So everybody wants to become, I'm a tech person, also I'm a banker, wear collar shirt, white tie, and you don't dress like me now. This one will dress for streets. See my attire today? It's for street. So, but let's dive into. So if you look at this thing, you say our daily life depends on what? So, and I would like to say today that, sister, young woman, get up, stand up, please. Let me use her as an example. You see, you seated in front now. Now, when you woke up this morning, you used a toothbrush. Was it your brand? You used a paste. Is it your product? You used a soap. Do you own it? Then you used a sponge. Is it your product? Okay. You use a cream. Yes. Is it your product? Did you use sunscreen? Yes. Is it your product? So lip gloss. You used it. Yes. Do you have is it your product? Then your bathroom slippers. Is it your product? Your shoe. Is it your product? Okay, can you do practical? Sit down, thank you. Look around this hall and tell me what is from Nigeria in this hall. What is made of Nigeria? Okay, let me start from you. Look around you. What is made of Nigeria from you? Nothing. Jesus. My son will say, Jesus. You must not do everything. Find your niche. Somebody who produced the plastic has his own factory in one room. The other person who produced the metal, those aluminum metals or copper inside that extension wire, is somewhere. The other person is coupling it. So it's the division of, and they are just making money. And that's why every year they are declaring GDPs, and China does not go last. Everybody is doing something. If I ask you say power. That is why you're not doing anything. Pastor has already told us that if there is no power, it is every man. When you were speaking, he said there's a problem. Every man-made power is a man-made problem, right? So you need a man-made system. Every product, every problem needs a man-made solution. Because there's no problem that is of God. God does not create problem. Problem is of man, and man brings the solution. So if you must travel in trading, you must find what product can I create that will solve problems. If you just give us one product that is solving a problem and you say everybody will run, we'll be there. So this morning, when I was pastor brought me to one 5-star hotel, I looked at myself and said, let me be this. So I don't grow now, see convoy. But when I went into the room, pastor just left me. I saw this tea bag. I removed the brand so that you know the kind of brand it is. But can I ask you one question? The content of this tea bag, do you know what is the content? The content, what is inside? What is it made of? You can be surprised that this is dogoyaro. How many of us know dogoyaro? Oh, when you put it inside your water, you make sure you drink it. This can be dogoyaro. But the Asians has come to package it, put it in a white bag. And making billions every year, they declare billions of dollars profit. And you buy. Then you say there's no work. Then you say you don't know what to do. What does it cost to create tea bag? How much is it? What is it? Is it the paper you don't have? Or the rope? So I'm a very practical person. So, but what is stopping you is one thing: mindset. There are three things here you listed here. That is mindset, strategy, and vision. These are the problems Africa have. And when we deal with this, then we arise and take over. And as I said, when I began, I said, what is keeping you here is you. You're the one keeping yourself. As a man thinketh in his heart. So whatever you are right now is who is based on what you're. So don't blame God. So I got stuck something 3-4 years ago. I got stuck in business. I know that the level of business will grow. You're just rotating. I was just rotating. I know I'm making money, but I cannot accelerate. So I met a coach of mine. I paid money, 1 million for coach. So he asked me, Tobias, the knowledge that brought you this level cannot take you to where you're going to, so you need to relearn and learn new things. So I now have to subscribe to his coaching system, which was 1 year coaching. After that coaching, it didn't even take 1 year. I broke even. Money was everywhere. Because my mindset needs to be shifted for me to access the new system or the new level. So mindset is the genesis of your problem. If I ask you, you have 1 million reasons why you are not doing anything. Or you're waiting for capital. If I ask you right now, you say you're looking for... I don't know. But I think that your life got to be better. So, in business, as we have described, there is one thing I want to leave you with. You must own your industry. Say to yourself, I will own my industry. Whatever I find doing now, I am created to dominate. That's a mindset. So if you're not dominating it, you're not supposed to be there. So for that reason, I will own my industry. You must own your industry. Because they say my time is...